pick on Tyler Herro and take care of the ball. Don't play in tight spaces. And pick on their weak defenders. Go at them.
That's exactly what the Cleveland Cavaliers have done to the Miami Heat through the first 2 games of this series, putting Tyler Herro and other Heat defenders into screening actions, rescreening until they get the matchup they want, and then isolating and scoring. Herro has been involved in screening actions as a defender 50 times in these first 2 games, and Garland has a 70 effective field goal percentage on such matchups. In this clip from Game 1, Alec Burks was the starter, and you can see that forces Herro to have to guard Garland, which opens up a lot of easy offense for Heat shooters like Max Strus. Spoelstra adjusted by moving Burks out of the rotation in Game 2, instead starting Davion Mitchell, leaving fewer options for the Cavs to pick at. To get to their desired matchup, the Cavs put Herro in these stagger screen actions as the first screener. This forces 3 Heat defenders to have to communicate and decide in real time who they're going to guard. Jarrett Allen is rolling, who's going to tag the roller. Strus is popping, who gets back out to him? Do you switch the screening action? Here you can see Mitchell stays with Garland. Herro kind of caught in no man's land, and that leaves Strus open for 3. Here's another example where Herro does switch the first screen, and then Jarrett Allen drags him down into the post with him, leaving Khalil Ware on Darius Garland. The Cavs look inside to get it to Allen, who is manhandling Herro down in the post. The Cavs cannot get the ball there, but they do end up with a good look for 3 out of it, even though it doesn't go in. Here's another example out of Horns. Strus sets a screen, pulls Herro over, and then gets a nice flare screen from Jarrett Allen for an open 3, which again does not connect, but leaves the Cavs in a good spot. Even when they weren't going directly at Herro, putting him in these actions forced the Heat to have to adjust and move quickly in rotation to be able to get back and cover their men, where they inevitably gave up some good looks. It wasn't just Herro the Cavs were picking on, it was also Duncan Robinson, Nikola Jovic. Here's an example going at Duncan Robinson, screening and rescreening until they get the isolation that they're looking for before Donovan Mitchell goes to work. Now the Heat knew this was coming, and they sent as much help as possible to try to avoid getting stuck with matchups that the Cavs were looking for. You can see as soon as Evan Mobley starts to make the pass, Davion Mitchell is already leaving his man to go double Donovan Mitchell and help out Tyler Herro. Same thing here, the Heat give up the switch, and Haywood Highsmith sends some nice help, stunting and then going back to Donovan Mitchell, which forces the turnover on the bad pass. Last possession of the first half, same thing, the Cavs go right at Tyler Herro, but since there's such little time left, the Heat are able to send 2 and force Garland into a quick shot. But that did not stop the Cavs. Just listen to their assistant coach, Jordan Ott, on the first play of the third quarter talk about finding those target matchups. These guys were so ruthless going at Tyler Herro time and time again. On this possession, they went after him, couldn't get him, swung it back, and tried again until they were able to get the Heat to send 2 to the ball, where they swung it to the corner and were able to play out of rotation. Again, in the second half, they went back to the stagger screen action, with Davion Mitchell deciding to double instead of giving up the switch, and that allows the Cavs to play out of rotation, where they end up with an open corner 3. But despite the score and the fact that the Cavs were able to pick on the matchups that they wanted, the Heat are actually in decent shape here with the way that they played, ultimately cutting the score down to 2 before Cleveland pulled away. And if they can hold the Cavs to anything less than 22 of 45 from 3, they actually may be able to steal a game or 2 down in Miami in games 3 and 4. They were really good out of their zone and should continue to do that. Their full court pressure helped slow down the Cavs and make it a little bit more difficult for them to find those matchups because it just was later in the shot clock before they could start to isolate. And then sending help aggressively at the ball handlers when they either weren't ready for it or to avoid getting those matchups. You can see here Davion Mitchell is stunting towards Ty Jerome. He eventually jumps him and runs it down the court for a foul. I still think the Cavs end up winning this series pretty easily, but the Heat are making it more competitive than I would have thought. So let me know what you think in the comments. Do you think the Heat have a chance? Will they extend the series or get swept? Or do you think I'm as crazy as Kenny Atkinson thought this ref was?